continue back then. Now that we've got our crossbow and our podium key, life is good. Well, you know, except for all the people dying and the heresy and the conspiracies and angry things and zombies, all that good stuff. Unlike the podium, to find a delicious piece of paper. Don't mind if I do. Diary page. Presumably from Brother Andrew, no less. Indeed. Alright, he's arrived at Amiens, and yeah, Hand of Jude, that's the one that that everyone's coming to see, that we just learned, at least allegedly, does not exist. Can't wait to lay eyes on it, on this peaceful village. It's full of good people. If the blight of witchcraft is present in this world, then I doubt it is in Amiens. So, Brother Andrew arrives, and he apparently thinks it's a pretty sweet place, and that there's no way in hell that it could possibly have any sort of bad stuff going on. You're absolutely right, Brother Andrew. Good man. High five. Cool story, bro. Tell it again. Now we can continue forth. Go that same way that I hinted at earlier. And yeah, sure enough, there were trappers in this area. I reload, yeah, it's... Alright, cool. I think we're done with those. All these wine casks just hanging around. And that sound isn't a sanity effect, that's Paul, like knocking his hand against the wine cask, whatever. And that will be apparent as soon as I find the awesome one. There we go. Alright, a hollow thud. It's empty. So when you turn the spigot, nothing comes out, but... Oh yeah, secret passage boner. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Whoa! Alright. So let's see what all the hubbub's about. Oh, a freaking horror, no less. Alright, well, put him out of his misery. Though the crossbow method might be, yeah, it's we'll be here all day if we use that. So let's just do this the good old-fashioned way. Ouch! Ouch! Doesn't have a whole lot of health. Has a lot of sanity, which doesn't really do us a lot of good. But actually, no, it doesn't have a whole lot of sanity. I think mostly he must have magicka. Then seems like there's always one major attribute that a character has. Had him inside him a sapphire. Yeah, mostly magicka. So we've got the sapphire that we just got, and we also have the emerald from the painting. Let's go heal ourselves. And yeah, one more. Why not? Might as well. Alright, there's this delicious-looking granite vault, as it's described. Scratch marks on the ground indicates that it's been moved many times, so... and then there's this thing right here. So, each socket we just have something waiting for something. Well, we've got 2 of the 3, so we can go and apply them here. You can guess there's probably a red one, a ruby, that we need to find somewhere, so we still have some adventuring to do. Go ahead and... Oh, whoops, where'd my... Ah, here it is. Go ahead and prepare this. Just because I can't exactly remember all the times that we need it. The one-shot thing is kind of annoying. I mean, I understand that it's a crossbow, you know, it makes sense, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. I can be allowed to say these things, right? Alright, so we've gone everywhere except the old tower, which I believe is this way. It should be locked otherwise. Yeah, so this is the way to the old tower, so we're on the right path here. Tasty. Okay, well. And there, get one more shot at him before he reaches us. Blam, motherfucker! Alright, now let's do this. Bam! Knock this block off with this mace. Paul's not the strongest of guys. That's a pretty sweet weapon he's got, so it works out pretty well. Alright. Well, okay. I'm sorry, Paul. Don't take it so hard, man. I was just being honest. He's screaming at me like that. Jeez. Wait, is that Paul making those noises? It's hard to say. Or maybe it's this guy. I think we remember him. Yeah, I said he was dead, and I think technically he is. I mean, he's got a statue in the hallway of Eternal Darkness, I guess. So that makes me think he is indeed dead, but like technically. But I don't know. At least part of him still remains because he's at least alive enough to know that he's still trying to save Charlemagne. So. He's not too tough though, as you notice, like anytime you hit him, he doesn't flinch. so you gotta be on your, yeah, he doesn't like knock him back or anything, so you have to be on your feet. There you go. But he goes down after a few hits. So we get a nice flashback of what happened to poor Anthony here. Get the ruby that was, I guess, like stuck in his eye, or where his eye was, and then his two-edged sword. I mentioned before that I freaking loved this thing, and I'm gonna use it like a boss. And there's nothing else in this. Yeah, he just fades away. There's nothing else in this room. So away we go. Well, what else is around the area then? I don't think there's much left in the old tower. Oh, well, yeah, a coffin that's ready for Brother Andrew, almost as if it were arranged or expected. Yeah, the plot thickens, you see. The shield spell, which I don't use very often, but it's good to have along. I think one of the guardians that Maximilian saw at the end of his chapter, he cast the shield spell a few times, and you have these little floating things around you, so it's a useful spell, though I don't see myself using it very often, at least. And there's not much left of this room. Well, I mean, not much left. I mean, there's not much in this old room except the sheet of music, which might just come in handy for use of the organ. Bewildering array of books with stuff and mostly books of a religious nature, awaiting scholars such as Paul here to rummage through them and devour their contents with his brain. Probably the weirdest way I could have said that possible. Looks like another diary page. Ooh, reading someone's diary, so scandalous. Oh yeah, that's the music that we found. And this is page 2. Alright, so they're not showing him the Hand of Jude, which at short notice, which is nice, but the fact that the preparations they make are most unusual. No acts of consecration, no daily prayer, no nothing at all, blah blah blah. Perhaps it is my naivety of their faith. There are many practices associated with it, so maybe they're just different. Who knows? Maybe they're all good guys. Oh, Brother Andrew, so naive, so young, so naive. Actually, he's probably a lot older than me, but, you know, I can still make these calls. I can still judge people silently. Or not so silently, in my case. So I think that does it with the old tower. There's not really much else for us. The secret passage that we saw before isn't available to us here. Presumably it's just been sealed off. So, all that we have left, then, is that pathway that we now have the ruby, the third... Oh, well, and we also have the stuff for the sheet music. So, oh wait, can I not, oh, okay, now I can play, yeah, alright. And it's just a matter of following along with the letters of the buttons there. Nothing too mind-blowing. Very Zelda-y, very Ocarina of Time-ish. And I've been making a lot of Zelda jokes lately. I think I need to get my Zelda fix on at some point. But playing that happy little tune, that happy little... jaunty little ditty. See how many weird ways I can talk here. Gives us another circle of power. So now we can cast spells that were similar to the ones we've been casting, but at stronger levels. At least there's one rune that we're missing, and if memory serves correctly, I think it's one for power. So actually, I don't think we can cast a 5 circle of power spell yet, because we need one more rune. It's kind of like a filler rune where like we have the three runes that we would use normally, and then to fill the other 2 spots you need 2 runes of power there. So I don't know if my description really made much sense there, but, and so oh, hello. This is an interesting little flashback mode. No, lots of hospital beds, lots of medical equipment, and all the pews are gone. All the holy decorations are missing. Lots of hospital beds, lots of people lying in the hospital beds.
Really happening.
And just for a frame of reference, let's just go back here. All the pews are back, and all that medical stuff is gone. Interesting little sanity effect, and it's something to keep in mind for the future. We continue. We can head back to that past the wine cellar. We found that secret passage. We get to see. Oh yeah, there we go. Get to see. I think we can all assume what's going to happen when we place this last precious stone here. And what a surprise! The granite altar thingy moves. I don't think we blew anybody's minds just now. Ah, poor zombies. Sweet. Haven't seen a regular zombie since that one in the bell tower, or near the bell tower rather. Health's getting a little bit low, so I'm gonna get myself up. Oh yes, we've seen all these places before. Ah, and here's the last rune. With a bunch of other zombie friends to help them out. And some big ones. People knocking on doors. Who knows what's going on anymore. Yes, that gives us the last magical rune. Ouch. We don't have the codec for it, so we don't have it defined yet. Man, camera, you were flipping all that over the place. I mean, it is a survival horror game, and it's played in third person, so of course you're going to have some camera shenanigans. It's, you know, I think just about every third person survival horror game has the Resident Evil camera symptom thing going on. And another head bust, or what's the proper phrase? I assume, like, just bust statue, where the head is following us. I hope that's the right phrase for it, but it's just following our movements. Not being creepy or anything. Yep. I mean, if I was a statue, I'd follow myself around, but, you know, that's just me. So, what do I know? Not much, really, I don't. Don't believe the hype. Oh! My head fell off. And it's bleeding, and I can pick it up.
To be or not to be. That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end.
Well then, replace head, sure.
What's going on here?
No, not gonna lie, that's probably one of the creepier regular sanity effects. I mean, that wasn't scripted or anything. Probably one of the creepier sanity effects of the game. Like the head falling off, okay, yeah, we've seen that before, big deal. But you know, when he picks it up and recites Hamlet, that's a whole nother level of creepy. I say as people are getting slaughtered in the background, you know, no big deal. I'm just gonna take my time and heal myself while people are getting slaughtered. And yeah, there's nobody actually back there. There's just another sanity thing, or lack thereof. Oh, and I guess I should, instead of just watching all silly like, yeah. It's always fun to do, you know, when you see two different zombie types rather fighting. Just wait out and fight whoever the victor is. It makes the battle that much quicker. And this is an interesting piece, an effigy that looks exactly like the custodian. Only when thy friend is sacrificed, when his cries fill the air, will the great doors be opened to thee. Well, I'd rather not sacrifice him. He's kind of like the only good guy in this friggin' narrative, but, I don't know, we'll have to come back to that, because for now there's not a lot we can do. Get that shit out of here.